What is good, everyone? Welcome to the Sneaker History Podcast. My name is Nick Engvall, and before we get into today's episode, I'm going to ask a small favor from all of you. We've uploaded over 350 episodes of the show, and we're slowly creeping up on 600,000 downloads. I honestly can't even wrap my head around it. That is insane. Thank you so much for listening and being a part of this journey with us. If you could take a moment to leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, hit that follow button on Spotify, and give us a rating, it would be greatly appreciated. I'm looking forward to taking the show to new levels in the coming months with more guests from the community, talks with industry professionals, and deeper dives into the sneaker stories that shape this obsession we are all so passionate about. And your support is going to make that happen, so thank you in advance. One last thing before we get into this episode, do the right thing. Tell someone you like their kicks today. You never know how far a compliment will take you, and we all know how good it feels to be on the receiving end of some appreciation.
Jordan trying to shake off Starks. Oh, what a move! Oh! LeBron James with no regard for human life. 12 seconds. Bryant for the win.
Iverson against Gill. The crowd on its feet. Allen for the win.
Welcome to the Sneaker History Podcast.
What's good, everyone? Welcome back to the Sneaker History Podcast. My name's Nick Engvall with my guy Mike Guillory today to talk about some new sneaker releases, some upcoming stuff. One of the biggest releases of the year, arguably, not really even arguable at this point, the Jordan 3 Black Cement, obviously coming up this weekend. But we'll get into that. Mike, how you doing, man? How's life been treating you?
Good, man. Can't complain. Got to entertain a bunch of 10, 11-year-olds talking about sneaker history for career day for my son's school, so that's always fun. Second year I did it with them, and yeah, it's really cool. Like, they got really excited about, showing all the stuff we do, and like brought some shoes with me too, so they got a kick out of them. So that was awesome.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I saw the video today, and I was like, man, I'm kind of jealous. I love doing that stuff, and not living near my nephews. I don't get to do anything like that at this point. But yeah, like I always love just talking to people that, especially people like the younger folks that are not connected to sneakers as deeply as we are, because it's like, it allows you to get a little nerded out about it, but then people like understand, like, because they have those things that they're nerding out about, and especially because especially at that age, like my oldest nephew is 12 now, 11 now, 11, 12.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah. But, like he's like at that age where he's starting to understand how people get obsessed with things and like just really passionate about it. So totally like a cool age for you to be a part of that and, be able to share that with him. So.
Oh yeah. I'm going to Skype you in next time. We'll just bring you in.
Hey, we'll just do a live pod from the classroom.
From the classroom.
Get live Q&A from the classroom.
We're doing it.
Yeah, man, it's a good time of year for that kind of stuff too. Like you're heading into the holidays, so you get the kids thinking about what the future looks like, and then get to have them a little bit of a break, and it's fun stuff. But
exactly, man.
Man, I mean, we were talking before we started about 2025 already. Like I've already been like diving into some new things. Like I'm pretty excited about. So like between conversations with you and Mario and other folks in the Discord and Eric and Jacques, like there's just a lot of stuff like in the works, and to me it's like just like motivating, like I'm excited about it. Like the holidays are fun and cool, like I'm looking forward to seeing everybody, but I'm also like, let's just go, just get started.
I'm ready to just go. Let's keep moving.
I'm not waiting for the 1st of January to be like starting my New Year's shit. I'm like full in right now. Let's do it. So
I'm ready to take this in the words of Rowan, who's not here with us today. We're going to take the Nick Engvall Sneaker History Cinematic Universe on the road. So we're going to get out and do our best to get out there more. Man. So I think that's really the big overarching thing, but y'all know more about that later.
Yeah, man. I mean, I love meeting people and hearing their stories and getting to talk to people, because like we don't get the direct feedback on the podcast. Like I know we ask for reviews and we ask you to like and subscribe and all that stuff, but like I had somebody on LinkedIn tell me, like that they've been reading the newsletter that I've been doing the last few months, and it's like,
hey, there you go.
I'm just so appreciative of people reaching out. Like I can see that we get thousands of downloads, but it's rare that somebody hits me up about something about the podcast unless it's in the Discord. Yeah. So if you're listening and you're enjoying the stuff, or if you're watching Mike's YouTube videos or whatever that is, you know, like even creators that are not us, you know, get out there and like support people. Because I don't think people understand how valuable that is on the creator side to get that feedback, you know, so good, bad, constructive criticism, whatever it is. The engagement is really what like makes it real and makes it like so enjoyable. And to Mike's point, like 2025, you're going to see a lot more of us in person. I think it's going to be a good year for us. Like we're going to take this kind of to new heights. So, you know, hopefully y'all lock in and, you know, we get to know some of you in the next few months.
Yeah, man. Yep.
So releases, man, we're coming up, you know, depending on where you're watching this or listening to this, you're going to, you know, we're Black Cement official releases this weekend, Black Cement 3s, that is. You know, I would say arguably one of the greatest releases of the year. Personally, it's always one of the greatest releases. You know, you made a good point in your you know, sneaker of the year conversation on Instagram about, you know, like taking the retros out of the equation, because I think the Black Cement 3 is a perfect example of why all sneaker of the year conversations should not have retro product in it, or at least pull them out and separate them.
Oh, it would win immediately,
because I can't take my emotional attachment to that shoe out of my brain. You know, it's like totally unfair to anything else.
It's too good. I mean, it's probably my favorite. It's my favorite Jordan 3 for sure, and in my top 5 favorite shoes ever. It's like I feel like you can't have a conversation about other things because you'd be too blinded by that shoe. It's like, again, like I said, it's reached a status of Hall of Fame. It's already won. It's one of those few shoes in the Hall of Fame that I don't have to ever talk about again, because I know it's already reached greatness. So it's funny because I feel like I have some flack from people who are like, well, they should still put retros going to release. I'm like, you're not understanding. It's not knocking the shoe at all. It is saying it is surpassed this list. It is better than that list. Like, it wrecks an entire list because it's so good.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and like that's how good the shoes are, right? Like, and everybody has shoes that do that for them.
Yep.
But when it's you know, like, I think most people would agree, like, you know, the Jordan 3 in itself is like a top 10 shoe of all time, right? Yep. So like that ultimately just hits so many people in personal ways, and it takes the fairness out of, you know, kind of even having that debate. And we're going to have that debate. We'll get the whole Voltron crew back together with Roa and Robbie soon, and we'll get into those end of the year conversations. The complex one was interesting. I'm gonna leave my opinions for our episode on that, but there's a lot of good stuff coming out in the next few weeks, man. Like, I can't afford to be a sneakerhead anymore.
Yeah, I literally took the words out of my mouth. I'm like, I am not ready. I don't have the extra cash flow to be a sneakerhead in November and December. But to all you who do, have fun out there. We'll live through you guys.
Yeah, man. I mean, so getting into like what's coming out into this month, obviously there's stuff that we're not going to talk about that's hitting right now or hitting this week. But we want to try to cover some of the stuff. I'll speak for Roa and kind of start. I'm going to go off a Soul Retriever. I think Mike pulled up another site. So if we mix and match some of this stuff, you know, you'll know where to find it. We'll put links in the description for that. But we'll start with I think a shoe that Roa, you know, might have to be a little careful about how excited he is about the shoe, considering, you know, all things considered, I guess.
Can I get it as a Christmas present from someone?
The Mahomes 2 from Adidas is coming out in the magic beige, which is a great name for a color. But I actually like that shoe, man. I'm not a Mahomes fan. I'm not a Kansas City fan, but I'm a fan of Kansas City as a place, but not a Chiefs fan. What do you think?
I mean, it's a cool shoe. I honestly, at this point, maybe just because it's football, they don't ever have. Well, don't take that back. As of late, they haven't had the super popular shoe. But I'm really surprised that with his popularity, his winning, that these aren't more popular, like in the front facing as a sneaker, the training sneaker. But it's cool. I'm stuck with the title or the color magic beige. Cool. I don't understand it, but I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think this is a long conversation for another episode, but football, baseball, I might even throw soccer in there. Soccer, like actual football in there. They just don't do a good enough job of connecting those athletes to the footwear. And even like beyond that, like the only thing that sells, I think, for all those sports is like the jerseys and the team apparel stuff.
Team merch, yeah.
And nothing against it. Like I've got tons of that stuff too, but it's like, I would love to see the brands embrace that. I was actually messaging a friend about that, just this morning about, Mookie Betts. And I'm not a Dodger fan by any means, obviously, but Mookie Betts is one of those guys that like, he just has a good vibe. From all accounts, he's a good, decent human being and, has some really cool Jordans, but like, we don't get to see much of it. So,
yeah. I mean, I feel like someone put a post up, I can't remember who it was, but it's kind of the Griffey lineage of shoes. I was like, I remember all those shoes, and I remember them being super popular. And like you say, just don't have the same effect anymore because I don't know, they just don't push the athlete the same way as they did. Like King Griffey was like in everything. I feel like. Yeah.
So another one on the list, the Adidas Jabbar High Royal Blue classic Adidas. I think this is another one of those like where the athlete stands so strong, and he's been such a amazing human being, speaking for social justice and education reform and all these things that like just like you never expected it from him because he was always so reserved during his playing time. But this shoe is beautiful, man. Like I don't have anybody sending me stuff from Adidas, but Adidas, if you're listening, I'm a 13. Like I absolutely love this shoe and would love to have this on my wall. It's just one of those, I don't know. There's just so much nostalgia around Kareem and his career, and to do that, like kind of blue suede, it reminds me of some of the like, nice. Yeah, it reminds me of some of the like. I have some superstars with that similar color. Looks very similar. I have some of the ZX runners from back in the day. It's kind of that like classic Adidas blue. Like I think the Los Angeles runner had that blue on it when it came out too. So. That's super dope. But another Adidas collab that is kind of on the radar for people. I think the Sporty and Rich stuff, doing the Sweden colorways. I'm Swedish. I don't know if people know that, but
I had no idea actually. Found out today.
Well, crazy enough, I'll try to dig out a pair, but I actually have a pair of Superstars that I designed when they were doing the My Adidas customization stuff. And they set me up like we didn't know who we were designing for, but basically we designed a pair. They sent us our pair, and then they sent our pair to somebody else to help tell that story to other creators.
Oh, cool!
It was super dope. But I designed mine based on the Sweden, flag colors and like my heritage, which like I think that's like such an underrated way for people to feel connected to a brand.
Yeah.
Because like so many brands just don't, do enough of that. There's so many countries, there's so many places that they could embrace and just tell that story. And you could bring in people that aren't necessarily sneakerheads. So I don't know, like, Sporty and Rich and, I forget the girl's name that started Sporty and Rich, but,
she's from Complex, wasn't she?
She worked at Complex.
Okay,
yeah,
I thought so. I was like, did I just make, is it Emily something?
Emily Oberg. Yeah, that's who
Thank
it is.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, good call. But, I don't know her connection to it, but like those colorways are kind of classic anyway to me.
Yeah,
so
sure.
It's cool to see him bringing back the SL72. I know that's been a hot topic outside of the sneaker world. It's just like the return of that shoe and how they brought it back. But I don't want to get into that.
I mean, I was like, that's a whole different topic there. But the shoe itself, I mean, I think it's been very popular as one of those kind of classic shoes that Adidas has been really seeing success with in the last couple of years. So, they've been doing some great stuff with it. And I mean, I think it's not going to stop anytime soon. It may maybe see it take over some of the court shoes. Yeah.
All right, man. Talk to us about this Air Max Waffle.
I want that shoe. I was so dude. Okay, this Air Max. This is a blackout color, triple black. It will be releasing on the 26th. two shoes I never would have thought been meshed together, but the Tuned Air or Air Max Plus and then the Waffle. It works. For me, it works. And I was so surprised that when I went to sneakers last week, the green pair actually sold out. I was expecting to be able to catch that one on a discount. Sold out. I'm like, you people, you tell me you don't want this new stuff and then you buy one. Come on. But I'm glad you're seeing success with that because we're getting the stuff that we talk about. We talk about we want new things. I know it's a hybrid shoe, but it's still trying something off the wall that seems to work. And I like it. I like what they've done. I think there's going to be some really cool colorways if they don't. I hope they don't kill it. You know they do.
Yeah. Yep.
Just keep it simple and. I think it can be one of those shoes that is a easy pickup for people, but it's still cool.
Yeah, totally agree. I think it's a good like kind of transition into either or for people too, right? Like you might know one of those. You might be an old school Waffle racer wearer.
Yep.
Or you might be like an Air Max. The what is it? Deluxe, not deluxe.
The Plus. Air Max Plus. Yeah.
It's just one of those things where like mixing it up like that introduces people to different stuff. I mean, usually this is the one thing I will say is like for me, I'm usually a purist when it comes to this stuff, but this is the type of shoe that I look for on the wall, on the hash wall at Nike.
Okay, I need to call a 20-second timeout here. Did you know that we send out a weekly newsletter? Actually, it's more of a weekly-ish newsletter. We cover news topics that don't make it onto the podcast and news that doesn't get much attention otherwise. You can find the link in the description or head to sneakerhistory.com/newsletter to sign up.
On the discount racks at Ross or Marshall's or someplace, because I feel like a lot of these normally would land at those places. So It's interesting to hear that you said that the first version sold out because I kind of wouldn't expect that.
Me neither.
All right. Another shoe that I would not expect to sell out, but probably will, is the Shox R4 in the black metallic silver with the red shocks on the bottom.
I don't understand it.
If you've followed me or know me in any way, shape, or form, you know like I am anti-Shox all the way through and through. I think they look cool as hell, but I think they are the most uncomfortable shoes that Nike has ever made.
Yeah, they're just
I can't wear them. I can't. I don't get it.
I'm there with you, man. Only shock I've ever owned was Vince Carter's Olympic BP4. Super uncomfortable, but I had to buy it because it was Vince Carter. He dunked over a 7-footer wearing them. But I don't understand. I mean, I guess again, everyone's kind of falling back to late 90s, early 2000s fashion, so that's why they're releasing these. But with everything around Vince Carter, I feel like they should have released some of his stuff as opposed to this one. But every time they release this, like they have these, and then what is it? The Total Shock is one like the whole thing's they've been selling out. I'm like, who's wearing this?
Yep. Yeah, it's not a shoe for me, but it's definitely a nostalgic shoe for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay, what else we got? Jumpman Jack TR Travis Scott Dark Mocha. I could care less about this shoe.
I've heard
it's not
so
for
many
me at all.
People buy this shoe and I always hear the same thing. They're like, oh, there's nothing in it. In fact, I feel like I can feel the floor when I put my foot in it. Like all these people who bought it, but they're still riding so hard for this shoe. I mean, hey, I got it. If that's your artist, that's your artist. I got you.
Yeah.
But I feel like you're paying $200 for this. Like, get something out of it besides a name. And it's not a good looking shoe. Like that little, what's it called? The Jumpman Jack. The one with the Spirit on bottom. That one's dope. I like that one. Yeah. But this seems like something that you would find on a hash wall at Ross.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel the same way, man, but it's crazy how well this stuff sells. And, like we won't get too deep into this, but like give me your 30-second take on the Travis Scott Jordan Brand relationship, because it seems like by internet accounts that it's on the rocks, like heavily on the rocks, and like might not be going forward for much longer. What do you think?
I don't believe that. They just turned Complex Con into a Cactus Con. And we're selling these extremely expensive tickets that included, I think, like one of the new shoes, a record, I think a hotel. It was something crazy. I don't believe that it's on the rocks because consistently, no matter what I say or you say about the shoe, that shoe's selling out. And now I think they're going to drain this sucker dry when no one's going to care within the next 24 months? Possibly.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm surprised that it's gone this long, to be honest. Like, I thought from what I saw from the Cactus Con stuff, like, I think it's dope that they're spending the money that Nike's participating, Jordan's participating, because usually, Nike and Jordan are like too cool for those things.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know. If I was buying a shoe that had that like, brown, black, dark green, black, I'd go for this Asics Proto Blast Auto 958. That shoe is, I don't know what it is about that shoe. It's super dope to me though.
Well, it's different. You know what's crazy? I'm looking at it. It says price TBD. I'm like, that means I can afford it if they can't tell me how much it costs.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah.
It's cool. I like it. Is it Gore-Tex or?
Kind of looks like it, but I'm not sure. Yeah.
Oh, it's leather. Actually, pull it. This is actually a really nicely constructed shoe. Very different. I'd say that much. If you don't like different, you may not like this, but the materials look extremely good. So that's going to run you at least $200.
Yeah, it's not going to be cheap. All right, what do we got next? Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo. I mean, I'm a fan of Scooby-Doo. In fact, I just introduced my kids to one of my favorite Scooby-Doo cartoons back when I was a kid. It was a pup named Scooby-Doo. And I would buy these. I'm a large child, so I would buy these MBO4s. I have no shame in saying that to anybody.
So people recognize me. People have recognized me because I say the word like a lot. I'm gonna. This is maybe a long-winded story, but I have always jokingly said that I say like because Shaggy used to say like on Scooby-Doo, and I just learned like to say it like that. So I say like a lot. And it's just the way that it's just one of those things. People say whatever, ums and ahs and whatnot. I say like. So Proper in Long Beach, rest in peace, because they're shutting down apparently.
Oh, what?
At least the Long Beach location. I don't know
dang.
if all of them, if the Houston one is, but I walked in there like a couple years ago and was just looking at shoes, talking to one of the guys working behind the counter, and a dude walks out from the back area of the shop, and he's like, "You got a podcast, right?" And I said, "Yeah, yeah." He's like, "You say like a lot. I recognize you. Like, I recognize that you say like a lot." So, shout out to the guys from Proper, but
Hey, thanks for listening.
I guess I say like a lot, no. I mean, I know I say it. It's just one of those things. But hey, in this case, Scooby-Doo, Shaggy is all, I'm in on this shoe. Although I have to say, I saw today LaMelo showed up in his, what was it?
The Hummer EV.
A Hummer EV.
Yeah.
Wrapped as the mystery. Yeah. Come on now. Like, at least get a van. Like, do it the right way.
Oh, yeah. Get one of those nice little transit vans that the people are like living out of now.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to do.
If I get rich, the stupid stuff I would do, that you just gave me no idea. That's why I can't be rich. That's why.
That's the ultimate goal for me, is to like have a Sprinter van and just drive around the country, meeting people, doing podcast episodes.
See, it's funny. Me and Brent talked about that because we got 4 kids. We're like, we just need space. We have a Suburban. Like, okay, cool. We can fit them in there. But it's like, that's not fun, But we're like, why don't we go buy one of these like Mercedes vans or something and just like trick it out?
Yeah.
On the inside.
Yep.
I'm like, that would be dope.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, man. That's what I want to do. All right, next up we got the 990 V6 Tinsel, getting into some holiday shoes already. This one's the DTLR exclusive. Also, I should say that there's also the Scooby-Doo Puma Suede XL, which is pretty dope.
I would probably be nicer, actually.
I'd probably do that one before I would do the MB 04. But
I think so too, actually.
Yeah. But Tinsel, the 2002 R Tinsel, kind of chromish looking Tinsel like.
I hate
what
tinsel.
do you think?
Keep that.
Yeah.
I hate tinsel. It's like tinsel. The worst thing on earth. Like, just keep it all.
I feel like I'm just triggered from childhood, like cleaning it up. So like, I don't want anything to do with it at this point.
It sticks to everything. It's like a little magnet. Like, no matter what you do, you sweep it, it's stuck to your mop. And you don't sweep it, it's stuck to everything else. So keep your tinsel shoes. It's just.
Yeah. All right. This is actually one of my favorite kind of GR releases. The New Balance 998 navy chrome and blue. Kind of has like a. It kind of has a Kith vibe to it. Am I
Oh,
right?
no. They did have a Kith sneaker that had something. What was it like I'll say blue steel, but that was definitely from Zoolander. But it was like this. I want to say it was some kind of like blue color they did, very similar to this.
But it looks
I like
it looks good. Yeah, there's a couple other colorways. They're going to do incense sandstone, which is like a kind of like a green and tan, and then a shoe that has eluded me all my life, but it's eluding me now just because I'm too cheap to buy it. The 1500 made in Japan. 1500 is my favorite New Balance silhouette of all time. Made in Japan stuff has always been too expensive for me. $520 this time around, though, is way too expensive for me. So I'm just going to move right past it.
Look, so here we go. Go back to Japan. I'm sure you can find a pair that is literally $30 that someone's trying to get rid of and come back. It's cheaper than doing this. This is $520. I couldn't even justify anything I put on my feet for $520 unless it had actual $500 in them.
Yeah,
that's insane.
All right, I'm gonna let you take the next one. I'm gonna do a little research here. I'm gonna let you take the next couple of shoes.
So next one coming up, I don't know if this is gonna be a wide release on Nike. I don't think it is. I think it's on GOAT, if I'm not mistaken, which is weird. I didn't realize Nike partnered with them so heavily. But it is the Nike Dunk Low Ducks of a Feather Black. So it's like their What the Dunk that they come out with, the white version, home and away version they come out with for Oregon. This black one is sweet. I like it a lot, but retail price is $325. Did they kill Daffy Duck and make this shoe out of him? There's no way on earth I'm paying that much money for a Dunk, and it's all black. It's slick, but it has to be some super premium materials because that is insane. Maybe they're just trying to cut down on the people trying to buy them, or I don't know. But I think it's probably the best one out of the group. I mean, have you seen that one yet?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not a Ducks fan. Like, I don't like any of the Oregon shoes, really. Like, this one is probably the least offensive of them all. Because I don't take this personally, Mike, because I know you're a Baylor guy. But, like, I just don't like green and gold typically.
It's fair. I'll tell you this. I'm the first person to tell you, like, when I bought Baylor gear, when I still do, I try to buy the alternate colors, like the black and gold or like the dark gray and like forest green, because green and gold is literally the hardest color to wear.
That's how I feel too, man.
It's tough. It's tough. And I have things like the St. Vincent St. Mary T-Mac ones. Love the shoe. I have no idea how to wear it. I can't do nothing with it. I'm just looking at it like, I'm not getting rid of you, but I can't wear you.
Yeah. Yep. All right, so I had to do a little research there, going back to the New Balance 1500. You suggested flying to Japan, so you can get a flight to Japan on Zip Air. You can go at the end of the year, the December 30th, $252 one way, and you can get a flight back for $257.
Ooh, we're at the $500 mark though.
So you're really close to that $500 mark just going to Japan, which is insane.
Which, you know what, I'm sure you can go. Okay, you got to go to a whole new country, and then you can probably go thrifting. And I'm sure that no one in Japan cares about a made in Japan shoe. I can almost guarantee it because they're like, we live here. It's cool. We can get another one. $30. I'm telling you, anybody want to test that theory out and come back to us? Nick wears a 13. Help him out.
Right? Yeah. Yep. Oh man. All right. So AE1 iron sharpens iron.
Need them.
Yeah, they're one of my favorites so far. I don't have any of the lows. Do you have lows yet?
I don't. I need to get a pair of lows. I just tried to stop myself because I think myself, you, and another unnamed podcast member has been buying too many of them, and we have to not do that anymore.
Yep, definitely. All right. Oh, damn, I didn't even realize the Game Royal Jordan 1 lows are dropping on the 30th. I mean, classic, but how many of us need more Jordan 1s at this point?
Well, okay. While we're talking about this shoe, hold up. So Jordan 1 low OG, hold up. So what's nice about the Jordan 1 lows right now is that I love that color. I wish it was the original blue color, but I'll take this.
It's a good looking shoe. Definitely.
It is.
Yeah.
But if you just wait a little bit, right now they're a little higher, but if it follows the path of, let's say, the Howard University, one that was everyone was sold out. Love the shoe, looked good. It went from above retail like 160. It's at $90 on Good right now.
Yeah.
Just wait on this one. It's a great one. I like it. I may circle back to it, but you don't have to rush these Jordan 1s. Let them sit, let them collect dust, and then go buy them because it is not worth $140. But again, it's a great looking shoe.
Yeah. Yep. All right. I'm going to skip over this next couple because they don't have actual dates, and we've already seen a couple of them. But I guess there is a New Balance 997 ALD coming out with their Porsche collab, which is also green and gold.
The Porsche, though. I want the Porsche. I saw the car.
It's nice, man. It's nice. I have no idea. Like those will probably be unobtainable, but they are beautiful. What else we got? All right, we got holiday releases. Okay, so Nike's dropping our holiday GT Hustle 3, GT Cut 3, GT Jump 2, and we're getting some New Year's Eve colorways.
Why do we get a New Year's Eve shoe?
I don't know, but like hopefully there's a cool story behind the KD New Year's Eve shoe. I actually like the way that shoe looks. I haven't bought a pair yet, but this could be something that could definitely end up in my collection from the hash wall like mid-February.
Dude, me and you were just alike. It's hilarious because I look at the KD, the 17, I'm like, I like it. I want that Alchemist pair from the producer pack, the purple one. I just don't want to pay for it.
Yep, exactly.
Like, let's get it. That's like $89.97 and the 40% off hash wall, and we'll talk.
Yep. What else we got? All right, a couple of women's releases. The Jordan 12 Retro Phantom, which is super clean. The Jordan Retro Net, Jordan 4 Retro Net, I should say, which is, I would politely say, an abomination, but maybe I just don't understand it.
No. Word you use is right, because when I look at it, I was like, oh, that'd be a cool flower pot. I don't see anyone wearing this shoe. Someone was smoking actual crack when they made this shoe. Like, what were you thinking? It's like, and I'm cool with, like, we got different takes on these shoes now. Like, you have the Jordan 4 RM. Cool, you changed it a bit. It made sense. I don't even know how you put this shoe on.
Yeah, it's too funky for me.
$210 for that too. Keep it.
Yeah. Yep. A good alternative to that, super simple. The dark smoke gray and gum SB Dunk lows.
There you go. Go that route.
Super simple, easy wear. You'll just beat those shoes and they'll look dope for years.
Perfect.
Ooh, Reebok Premier Road Plus 6, huh? What is this? I have not seen this one yet.
Have you not? Dude, ouch. This shoe. Literally, it's funny. It was just sitting next to me. I wear it so much. That's the old Bay version I think you're looking at.
Yeah.
First of all, I didn't know Bay was even still around. I remember like seeing them in like Buckle and stuff like that when I was a kid.
Yep.
But I've been meaning to make a video on this, but I wear it so much that I forget to. $90, Nick.
Man, okay.
And it is just as good, if not better, than things like the Asics 2160 or what's the New Balance 7 something. They look good. You would love this shoe. I know you would. Like 100%. I wear that shoe all the time.
All right. I'm gonna find a pair of those. All right, I'm gonna let you talk about all these. The Zoom Fly, the Zoom Rival Fly, the Zoom X Vapor Fly, Next Percent 3, and the Zoom Alpha Fly Next Percent 3.
Look, this is Nike. I don't ask you for nothing. I don't ever ask you guys for anything. But I need y'all to be one of these. I'll even take the cheaper one, the Zoom Fly 6. I love how they took that. Well, I always forget.
Is it Zoom Streak?
Streak, thank you.
Yeah.
The Streak Spectrum, is that the full name? Or does it
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I love the fire graphics. I remember Supreme came out with a few pairs a couple years back.
Yep.
But it's something about that. I mean, it brings me back to a kid, like the running shoe, but the fire makes it look faster.
Yeah.
It literally looks like that. Dude, it is so good. I mean, I don't necessarily need the Vaporfly Next Percent or the Alpha Fly, but the way I would wear these casually would be probably appalling to some people. Like, I would wear these all the time.
Yep. They look, I actually do like the Next Percent versions on this because they did that like gradient on the
yeah.
midsole on the front, which looks really cool. But yeah. All right, so this is interesting. I didn't realize this was actually happening, but apparently the Sunday Red Tiger Woods shoe is coming out on the 4th of December.
Oh, I just saw that. Huh.
Yeah. I haven't seen photos of it yet. Maybe it is not out there yet, but
I haven't seen it either. That seems kind of quick for them to come out with a shoe, but hey, who knows?
yeah. I mean, I think this is like, I don't think there will be a lot of people buying this shoe, but I do think that this is like the shoe to buy if you're a Tiger fan, though, right? Mm-hmm. Because the first like real collab, his brand, his name, you know, attached to it. This reminds me of like the On Roger stuff, right?
Dude, we're in the same wavelength. I was literally thinking the same thing. It's like, even though he's not playing anymore, I have both of the 1 and the 2 because it's I have to. I'm a fan of Roger, so any Tiger fans out there, even if he's not playing, you're gonna grab the shoe just to say, "Hey, I got the first shoe from his new brand or his new deal." So
yeah,
it makes sense.
Yep. All right, so I'm gonna jump through a handful of them real quick, and I'm gonna have you rank them for me because we don't want to keep people strung along for the rest of these for this long. But we got the Air Max Plus Swarovski 2 colorways for the women's. We've got $550. We've got the Copper Foams for $230. We've got the LeBron 22 Blacklight, which I haven't seen pictures, but I'm intrigued by the name.
I am too, yeah.
And the Air Force One Kobe, which obviously is probably a must-have for most like diehard sneakerheads. We got the Air Max One Eastside Golf Collab, the 86 Eastside Golf Collab. The Soulfly Jordan 12s, which are not exciting to me, but maybe I'm just a hater. The Under Armour Curry one, Happy Fox Day, which I am into. And then we're finally getting like an actual release of the J-Tips Saucony Matrix shoe.
Rank them? All right. Because, man, this is tough because there's a lot of things. I'll tell you this, that Jordan 12, no offense, Soulfly, but you guys are better than this. I've seen everything else you guys have done. Amazing. This one missed the mark, but that maybe just be me. I would have to rank, number 1 has to be the Foam Posit Copper. I've never owned a Foam Posit, and I've been on a mission to get one. So that'd be number 1. Number 2 is the J-Tip Matrix. I'd rather the cotton candy type color. Yeah. That's why I didn't make the number 1 spot for me. Number 3 is the De'Aaron Fox shoe. I've been finding them very interesting. I think they did a great design. And I would have to just go 4, be my last one, and be the Kobe Air Force One. Not Air Force One fan. They fit my foot weird, but maybe I'll size a half size down and make it work. So,
all right, that's fair.
That's what I'm working with.
All right, I got a few more that I want to get through because I want to talk. I'm just gonna jump ahead, right? The MBO4 Puma Phoenix colorway is an interesting one. It's a little too wild for me, but definitely a shoe I would pick up on a discount just because. Yeah. And the Jordan 1 white metallic black. I don't know. Or Jordan 5 rather. Like I don't want to pay $200 for Jordan retros at this point. It just doesn't make any sense. There's a couple Air Force One, Loverboy Drakes coming out. I'm not a fan. We can skip right past those. Yeah, exactly. The retro Blueberry 12s, the Jordan 1 or Jordan 11 Legend Blues, obviously, are 2 that are probably. I'm still not trying to spend $210, $230, but both those shoes look good to me.
The 11s look so good, and I guarantee you can get the 12s for under retail here soon. But the 11s,
yep,
I haven't bought a pair of 11s in a while, and I'm telling you, I'm thinking about it. Thinking about might be my Christmas present. I'll wrap it under the tree for myself because, God dang, it looks good.
Yep. Okay, and I'm just gonna pat myself on the back a little bit and have Mike vouch for me because last year, towards the end of the year. It was even on my best of 2023 list. Saucony Pro Grid Omni 9s. I said they were going to move away from the like early 2000s style metallic finishes and put nice suedes and leather and good materials, mesh, on these shoes. And I just want to say, like, y'all look around. Like, there's been a bunch of incredible releases. And I think this is spreading through, we've watched it spread through the other brands too. Like Saucony kind of jumped on that bandwagon a little bit early, but you're seeing it with the Asics now. You're seeing it with some of the New Balance, like even those Reebok Obey collabs, right? Like it's moving away from that. And this Star Cow, I like the other colorway better, but this is like the perfect example of why all these brands should do this. Go to like the traditional suede and mesh, leather and mesh kind of materials on this era of shoes that didn't get that treatment. And it just is like new life for me, man. Like I like this is the most exciting shoe of all these for me. And I have no connection to Star Cow, never been to Paris, like, but it's just like, this is what I like, one of those moments where I'm like, this is why I love sneakers, man. Somebody comes in and is like, hey, these are weird colors. Let's try this. Oh, let's mix it up.
Dude.
Let's do something different, And yeah, man, these are
I'm
killer.
right there with you on this one. I am trying to figure
and
out
it's Cordura, right? So
yeah, I'm looking at that now. I didn't know it was Cordura because I think these are called the Shield.
Shield,
armor.
Yeah.
It's armor. That's armor. And I love that. I love how they do that. I mean, they took another collaboration they did. They took a lot of those old runners. This is more of a '90s runner, but they did the same deal. They put it is the Color Plus company with the Grid Shadow 2. Yep. They put all this like super hairy suede, like this canvas type material, and again, it's just something different. Metal eyelets up top, and he changed it up, and it makes it such a new like style shoe. I feel like, and same thing with this one. I love that green color first. I think I'm still going to try to track that one down.
Yeah,
but if I'm able to get that pair to complete the set, I'm okay spending $170 on a Cordura sneaker that is going to be weatherproof, as opposed to $170 on a Jordan I'm going to complain about wearing for like an hour. Like again, I love Jordans. We all love Jordans, but it's just to a point of like, I only got so many dollars to give away, and who do I want to give it to at this point? Yeah,
exactly. All right, so a handful more. We got a Nightmare Before Christmas book ones. We got the Tree Topper Jaw 2. Christmas Tree Topper, I should say. I don't know. Like I think maybe I'm over the idea of buying like holiday themed sneakers right now.
Yeah, they haven't done them right in forever. I feel like they just slapped them together. Like
yeah, maybe that's it. Like it just doesn't. There's not excitement there for me. But
because the book one is just a reverse of the Halloween one.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Like come on, like you could have done better than that.
Yeah. And then we got a couple other like comfy runners I could see myself going after. New Balance 997, made in the USA, Moonrock Driftwood, good colorway. And then the Zoom Spirit on OG with the Sport Red, that metallic swoosh is iconic, classic, whatever you want to describe it as. It is a shoe that I think if you're going to own a shoe from that era, this is one of the pinnacle shoes of that time. So definitely suggest that one. And the last two that we'll leave you with, Travis Scott's Jordan 1 Low. I mean, it's just the same thing over and over. I'm so bored with the rinse and repeat stuff. I understand that people are like really into like the brown theme for Cactus
There's like
Jack
so much
and all that,
brown you can put on something though. Like I feel like he's browned out. Like let's do something different. Give him a different shoe, maybe. Like I don't know.
And on the flip side, we got the Fear of God Adidas 2, the basketball 2, I should say. Which seeing some of the photos of that shoe, I tend to like most of I mean, I like most of the Adidas Fear of God stuff. But it feels like there's just always complaints from Jerry Lorenzo. Like it feels like he's always talking bad about all of the people he partners with. Seems like this happened at Nike. Seems like, to a certain extent, it's obviously happening at Adidas, even though the shoes are still coming. Like I don't know where that relationship stands, but it seems to be a little a little
Tumultuous?
rocky. Yeah, tumultuous. And it just makes me wonder, like, is that part of what makes these shoes kind of fall off the radar really quickly, or am I just overthinking it? Like, people just don't care about the fear of God stuff like the way they used to.
I think people's tastes have completely changed. When he was making shoes with Nike, that high fashion style shoe was in at the time. People were like, that's when Balenciaga, people were really liking Louis Vuitton trainers, things like that. It was super popular. Now he's kept the same aesthetic. That's just him. That's his thing. He's luxury but comfortable, if that makes sense. I guess what he does. And people have kind of moved off that. And again, we look how we just like lost our minds over this Saucony Programmi 9, this runner.
Yeah.
And he hasn't moved on with the times. Now, I'll tell you, I think I'm very weird on this shoe in the sense I'm very contradicting opinions. I think it looks very boring, but I also think I want to try it out. I think the low top one looks better. I don't want to pay for it because he has that premium, but I've heard that they're dropping the price on these. It's not going to be as expensive. Rumors.
Yeah.
But I'm interested to see if he actually was able to create a basketball sneaker that can perform, because that's my thing is like, if he was able to actually complete the job he was set out to, he started.
Yep.
I'd be really impressed to actually be able to say, hey, I got Fear of God basketball shoe that is something I can use and not just have it look good and kill my feet. So I'm really interested to see if I can grab a pair at a discounted rate.
Yeah, I get that, man. I mean, I like the way the shoe looks. I like, most of the Fear of God stuff. I like the style of.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not a person that's like, wearing sweats all the time, like that. It doesn't really fit my vibe.
Yeah.
The way that I might want it to. But, I think to your point, like, I wonder if the opportunity is bigger for Fear of God and Jerry Lorenzo to do more collaborative pieces, alongside of this. I'm thinking of like the Skylons, like when he was with Nike, I bought all those. I doubled up on all those, I think. Cause I just like, they're comfortable, nice materials on a like classic runner. Like, like that's something I can get into. I can wear casually at kind of any given day.
Yeah. And
I think that piece of it is almost like feels like it's missing. It feels like are people, I even wonder about this about Fear of God with like PacSun, like the, forget the name
Essentials.
of it. Essentials stuff, right? Because you see so many people wearing it, and like Jerry's like eye for things is like spot on. Like he has a very cool look and feel about the way he designs things.
Agree.
I just wonder if it's unattainable, and it's, again, like you said, rumors that the price of this is going to come down. And then he had those comments at some point where it was like, like where it's expensive to design good things type stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of felt a little too uppity, but yet, like on the flip side, man, he's got the talent, he's got the backing of the brands. And when he does things that are attainable for people, affordable, attainable, that it's everywhere. So like, how do you balance that out? And I pose that question kind of, for the audience too, as we wrap, but it just feels like you need to have both. It feels like if you're Lexus, you got to have Toyota. If you're Honda, you got to have Acura. Like you got to have those mainstream things to get your name out there and with the people. And then those aspirational pieces live separately. But I feel like with Adidas, we kind of don't have that. And I feel like that's part of why it's not as successful as maybe it could have been.
Yeah, and I really think what he should have done, like, I 100% agree with you, because we're not the ones who really follow trends. I think we've surpassed that point in our lives, and we're just like, hey, what looks good, what's comfortable. Like, with Essentials becoming even more accessible now, it seems like it maybe even go on sale. I probably will start buying it now, because I I like sweats. If I can wear sweats instead of jeans, that's my preferred method, to sweat your cargo pants. But I think that I would like to start buying that stuff because I like the elevated look, because I want to be able to let me take these essential sweats and go and still look like a decent human being, not just grab my Target sweats. I'm out here looking crazy. But I think he needs to lean into that more. I think he should have taken that design from Essentials and just moved Essentials over to Adidas. Just say, hey, this is, erase the Essentials line, just move that same design to Fear God Adidas or Fear God Athletics, have the exact same thing. We don't have to change anything you design. Just switch the logos on it. I think it would have been received more, because I want to give the person credit who said this. I want to say it was it might have been Greg from the Sneak Diss. I cannot remember who it was, but forgive me. But made a good point. I don't go to Adidas to pay Fear God prices.
Yep.
I go to Adidas to pay Adidas prices. So when you do these things, it's like, oh, here's this Fear God athletic sweatshirt for $400. I'm like, I didn't come here for that. I came for a $100 sweatshirt or $80 sweatshirt that Adidas makes.
Yeah. And it's funny too, because I am definitely somebody that buys a lot of those collaborations when their price point is Adidas price points, right? Like, I own a bunch of the Reigning Champ Adidas stuff from 5-10 years ago.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I own a bunch of the stamped Puma stuff from 5-10 years ago. Like, those types of collabs, to me, where you get the leveled up materials for Adidas, the name from the collaborator, and then the price point is obviously going to be a little bit higher than the standard Adidas stuff, but you feel like you're getting value out of that when you're tying it all together. And I think that's such a great point, and something that brands just need to keep that in mind. I think people are not spending the way they used to spend on this type of stuff. So when we're hopefully Adidas is rethinking that, and hopefully the price of these drops. I can't remember what they first were at, but
I think it was 220, 250s when they where they were at. And the thing is, I think was not helping at all, because I was trying to pull up the Adidas website.
Yeah.
Adidas has to get rid of Confirmed. It is I hate Adidas. I love the stuff you make, but this Confirmed app is crappy. I can't even go to the Adidas website and check out Fear God stuff. It sends me a QR code so I can download the Confirmed app.
Yeah.
The Confirmed app blows. I've just as constructive criticism, because as a consumer, I'm weird. I do make purchases on my phone. I'm not super old man, but sometimes I like to do it on my computer. I'm at my computer more than I'm on my phone. So I'd rather be able to pull up my phone and be or my computer, okay, let me see what's out there. Even Nike with the sneakers app, you can still, if you go in there, it pulls you to a different web page, but you can pull everything up on sneakers on your computer. So I think this is deterring people as well, because they're trying to almost get too uppity. And did you know, as I'm on this soapbox about pricing, when you buy things from Confirmed, if I'm a kid who's oh man, Christmas hand, I just got this dope Christmas. I got this gift card from my grandma with $150 to Adidas. I can't buy it or anything off Confirmed that with it. So I can't buy Fear God stuff. Mm-mm.
Wow.
So I feel like there's a couple things I won't just blame Jerry, but I have to put some of the blame on Adidas back end, because that's hurting yourselves. Because sure, I can go to the Adidas store if I get lucky, if they have something I can buy with the gift card. Yeah. But if I'm in butt crack Wisconsin with there's nothing there, what am I can't buy it. So now I'm well, that's what I wanted. Now I'm not gonna buy anything.
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't realize that. And I agree. There's so many companies that do this, but forcing me to look at product through your app is too much. I'm not going to download an app to look at product. I know I'm not the only person that believes that, especially as we kind of move into this time where we're really I think people are really looking at how much information we give away for free anyway.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, anyway, let's wrap on that. I would love to hear from folks that are listening. If you like, if you enjoy this format of going through the releases, I personally like it because it gives me the time to catch up and get Mike's opinion on it, and when we got Robbie and Rohit on, get their opinion on it. But if you enjoy this, definitely leave us a comment wherever you're listening, watching this. Let us know in the Discord. Link will be in the description for Soul Retriever and what was the other one we pulled up?
We looked at Goat as well.
Goat.
Yeah.
We'll put links in the description for both of them so you can find these releases. But yeah, man, Mike, let them know how they can find you outside the show.
Man, of course you can always find me here, but you can find me on Instagram and Threads. That's what I use, and TikTok at MadWatcher789. You can always find me on YouTube under just Mike Guillory. And yeah, man, and just like I say, we're gonna definitely talk to you guys later on when we get some stuff like cemented in the works. But we definitely are working on some things to broaden the show to bring you guys some new views of us, so we can be more accessible than we already are, and just meet some of you guys. So yeah, I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, man, it's going to be good. Make sure you follow @SneakerHistory on all the platforms. If you want to follow me personally, it's Nick Engvall everywhere. I'm on just about everything. I just signed up for something new today that I don't even remember the name of it.
Is that the Blue Sky or whatever?
I've been on Blue Sky for a bit.
Oh, yeah.
There's a few people in Discord put me onto that, but there's a few other like kind of Twitter alternatives popping up. And yeah, man, just would love to hear from everybody. So thanks for rocking with us. We'll catch you on the next one, and we look forward to meeting you in person in 2025. Peace out.
See ya.
Hey everyone, this is Nick again. Before you take off, do us a solid and head over to Apple Podcasts to leave us a review. Give us a rating on Spotify and Amazon Music, and make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel because we have even more video content coming soon. Speaking of new content, we have an amazing community of sneaker enthusiasts that hang out in our Sneaker History Discord on a daily basis. While sneakers is a connection point that brought us all together, we've all discovered countless shared passions that we have in common with each other. We recently launched a couple of new podcasts directly from our community. One of them is a Formula One podcast. If you're an F1 fan like me, the Exhaust Notes podcast is your weekly fix of Formula One fun. It's hosted by myself, Rohit Malhotra, and Todd Yates. New episodes drop every Tuesday. I've been wearing fitted hats for years and collecting my favorite teams since I was a little leaguer. It has been awesome to see so many new fans getting into fitteds in recent years. Crown and Stitch is our new talk show about fitted hats with Dexter, Keith, and myself, where we talk about fitted hats, snapbacks, throw in some obscure hats because we all kind of like some funky stuff once in a while, don't we? Copping, collecting, and so much more. New episodes drop every Wednesday. Hit the links in the show notes for this episode to give our new shows a listen, and be on the lookout for more new podcasts dropping soon. Last but not least, tell someone you like their kicks today. You never know how far a simple compliment can take you, and we all know how good it feels to have someone show their appreciation. Thank you all for the support, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Peace.